We got some bad news for people who are wanting to see Mahershala Ali play the character of Blade in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because, according to the actor, he really doesn't know what they're doing with it at this point. Now, back in 2019, that's when Marvel officially announced that they're going to be including the character of Blade in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and in the 6 years since then, we haven't gotten so much as a script. Now, just for comparison's sake, the Wesley Snipes Blade movies, the first one came out in 1998, and the third one came out in 2004. So in the same time frame, they were able to release 6 movies, but when it comes to modern day Marvel, they can't get one movie made in that time frame, and no one seems to know why. And right now, it's even doubtful whether or not they actually will eventually even move forward with the movie, because according to statements made by Mahershala Ali, it doesn't look like Marvel is even doing anything with the character. Mahershala Ali admits he doesn't know where Marvel is right now after Blade delays. The actor weighed in on the long gestating project while celebrating Jurassic World Rebirth in New York City, because yes, he's in the new Jurassic World movie, and that's where they got these statements from him on the red carpet promoting that movie. Mahershala Ali walked the red carpet in New York on Monday in support of his latest blockbuster, Jurassic World Rebirth, while also touching on the status of his highly anticipated Marvel project, Blade. Like Wesley Snipes said in Deadpool and Wolverine, there's only ever going to be one Blade. And you know what? In all honesty, I don't really have a problem with having Mahershala Ali play Blade. He's a good actor. I can see him actually doing a decent job with the role. If you're going to hire someone outside of Wesley Snipes, I think he's a good pick for it. And I think a good Blade movie with him and lead it would be something I'd want to watch. But apparently Marvel, for some reason, just hasn't been able to figure out how to actually make a Blade movie. The vampire thriller has been stuck in development hell for years, as 2 different directors have exited the project. While Ali has been attached to star since 2019, it was also hampered by the actor and writer strike alongside Disney's changing studio strategy, and last year was entirely removed from the 2025 theatrical calendar. Now, a lot of the changing studio stuff and the strikes, those are almost just excuses. They should have had all this, at the very least, a script way before that happened. And after the strikes and all that other stuff, that's when they should have been able to get started producing it. But since they couldn't get a script that worked for it, that's why they're stuck in bringing in not only different directors to try to figure it out, but also different writers to try to create a script that will actually work. Reportedly, a lot of the earlier scripts, Ali himself rejected because Blade was basically just going to be relegated to a side character, to female leads, which is something that Marvel was trying to focus on in the years following Avengers Endgame. We have seen now that those aren't usually beneficial for them, and they seem to lose money at the box office. So Marvel has not been as overt about pushing those female-centric movies in the recent years. Now, it looks like their upcoming Fantastic Four is going to be doing that, but one of the differences, they're not necessarily going to be as overt about it. They're going to try to make it a bit more subtle so it can hopefully fly underneath the radar, but still, it seemed like when it came to the earlier drafts for Blade, at least according to the leaks, it was basically going to be 4 female leads ahead of Blade. Basically, he would have officially been like the star of the movie, but for all intents and purposes, he would have been just a mentor type character to the other lead characters who the movie was really the focus on. And that's something that got pushed back. And since then, that's the only real status that we've heard about the actual story ever since that script supposedly got kicked back. We haven't heard anything else. So I'm just even wondering whether or not they're actually going to continue with the movie, because it certainly doesn't feel like that's what they're going to be doing at this point. And there's other things to suggest that Marvel is kind of done working on this. At the Jurassic premiere, Ali told the Hollywood Reporter that when it comes to Blade, I'm just taking it a day at a time. I'm doing the best work I can, pointing to upcoming film, Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother, as one that scratches that stunt itch. But he added, I would love for Blade to happen. We'll see. I don't know where Marvel is at right now. I'm just looking for the next great part. I really am. So he doesn't even seem to be focused on it. Like he said, he's just looking for a movie to scratch that stunt itch. It seems like that's why he wanted to take on the character of Blade. And as I said, I think he would have done a good job in that role. But right now, it doesn't feel like he actually is even concerned with it. they haven't officially canceled it or anything like that. So he's saying like, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm just doing my own thing, just getting other parts and doing other jobs because I can't be expected to work on a Marvel project when there's really nothing to come of it right now. Because I would think if there was actually some progress that was done on that one, then he would have said something to that effect. Even if he can't necessarily make an official announcement, he could have at least said something like they're working on the script right now and I'm looking forward to, or something along those lines. But he didn't do it. Just said like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that movie. I'm just doing my thing and doing other parts and other things like that along the way because I can't be expected to try to keep my schedule open for a movie that doesn't seem to be moving forward, or at least that's kind of what I got from his statement on that matter. Now, another more recent thing that came out was the writer of the original Blade trilogy and also the director of the third movie said back in May that he was willing to actually help out on the project. I believe it was back in May, saying that he offered Marvel basically advice whether that would mean he would be one of the writers for the movie, which I can see why he would want to write for the movie because it's a pretty big paycheck, I imagine. But I mean, he's someone who does seem to enjoy the character, and going by the Wesley Snipes movies, he seems to understand how to actually write a Blade movie because it shouldn't really be that complicated, but for some reason they're trying to overcomplicate and reinvent the wheel and German engineer a Blade movie. It's like, no, it's just a half vampire, half human hunting vampires. It should be simple, but for some reason they're not able to make it work within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But David Goyer offered his advice, something that, according to him in a more recent interview, that Marvel just turned down. David and Goyer will help make the new Blade movie. Disney and Marvel have to let him. It's funny, about 8 months ago, when not the latest hiccup hit, but like the prior hiccup, I had so many people that would say to me, dude, why would you get in there on Blade? Would you just get in there, whether it be friends or fans or people on social media? Goyer, who wrote the 1998 Blade starring Wesley Snipes, told Variety in an interview May 29th, just after Goyer had said on the red carpet that Marvel should give him a call if they need help on the project. And according to him, it says further down in the article that no, they basically turned him down, just kind of saying like, oh no, thanks, but we got it right now. So this is the one thing I can think of, or the takeaway I get from this, because Mahershala Ali doesn't have any status on what's going on right now. Marvel says they don't need his help. So it could just be simply they want to do a movie that's different from the Wesley Snipes one. And they feel if they hire David S. Goyer, even as a consultant on it, then it would make it feel too much like the Wesley Snipes one. So they don't want to do that. Okay, fine. They want to go in a different direction. Or maybe they have a script ready, they're working on a script and they just haven't told Mahershala Ali about it. That seems strange. I think they would probably keep him in the loop if they were actually working on something at this time, but maybe that's the case as well. Or maybe Marvel doesn't have any plans on actually doing anything with the project. They've spent so much time and so much money trying to just create a script and not being able to have something in 6 years. Maybe they just figure we're going to eventually cancel it. We just don't want to make the announcement right now. Maybe we'll just kind of not talk about it and hopefully people will eventually forget about it. And that could be where we're at right now. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think the movie is actually going to get made, or do you think it's just going to kind of wither on the vine like this and eventually just die off? And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click that like button and share this video out there because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.